Yo, yellow, I'm Dank Brian, and this video was requested by somebody telling me to play 6v6, so we're gonna do that today. Today, I'm gonna teach you how to play double pin with a friend of mine called Python. Now, our credentials are Python is champion 3 on tank, of course, and he's like champion like something on 6v6. I'll pull it up on screen. And my credentials are I hit champion 2 in roll queue, and I'm about to hit champion 2 on 6v6 as well. Okay, now the whole concept of double pin is you want to brawl as much as possible. So you're gonna see us play in tight corridors and in places where you can brawl a lot or have a lot of corners or cover. Stuff like that, you know? The main goal of double pin is to just go first every single time, no matter what. That's mostly what you want to do because you will always outlive them no matter what. And also because this comp is very, very weak to poke and to a lot of angles. As you can see here, we are immediately gonna go right side because it is the better spot to brawl with, because left side is just more for like poke or for like Symmetra, for soldiers, sojourn, etc. Then immediately, like I said, we're gonna go first and we're gonna win because we went first. Like they just simply do not have the cooldowns to survive the really good engage here. And also they have no angles, they couldn't set up, they couldn't do anything to stop it. Now here I'm just kind of scouting to see what they have, and they went Maga, and then immediately we just go again first. That's all we have to do on double pin. And then here I'm just holding shield for my Maga because what's it called, their Maga used E, so if I hold shield he doesn't get any regen. And then of course try to play your life and try to help your team as well. I'm helping my Maga helps me. My teammates help each other, and we should win because of this. Timing also plays a crucial role in the double pin comp because here we have Anran, so we were calling it triple pin or quadruple pin, whatever you want to say. But look at the timing that my Anran does, it's perfect. Everybody on their team is looking at me and the Maga and maybe my supports, and absolutely nobody shoots my Anran. And my Anran just gets it done as well. Now since we're on Flashpoint and it's past 67%, that means it's going to be last fight. So here I scout to see where the enemy team is coming from so we can go first. And then obviously since it's last fight they're not going to touch, but I was just checking just to see what would happen. And I mistimed my pin with my Maga. I low-key baited him, but it's okay. And then we won the fight because my Maga is the best player ever. Also, one big tip on double pin is it's okay to take your time. Like here, I waste my shield and then I just stand in the corner AFK until I get my shield back and we're on the same page. Like now that we're on the same page, we just pin in and then we just win the game. Like there, I don't need a shotter, but like it's just for fun, you know? Here, like I always say, the setup is the most important part. You see all my teammates are in the corner right there on the left. And now all I'm doing is just baiting and I'm buying time for my team to go in. And then when my team is ready to go in, then I just run it down. Now the rest of this fight is just me shielding my Maga, shielding the Stomp, and then making sure my Maga lives while he's using his E. So here we already have a pick advantage, so that's why we decided to go middle. But for the most part, you should go right side or left side of the point depending on where you are. But here for the most part, it's only because we wanted to take the point first. And then we inting, of course, double pin style, right? But they end up using 4 ults and we only use 3. Even though they're down 1, they still end up winning because they use more ults. But for an ult trade and we have the point, I think it's a really good trade. It's also a good trade because we have Shatter, Blade, and Beat, and they just use Trank and like 3 other ults, and there's no possible way they can stop our push with just overclock. So here when we are rotating, our Lucio did end up getting picked first, which is okay. It happens, of course, and then all we have to do is just wait. We're like low-key just soft resetting. We're taking like a little bit of space, but we're not trying to like die for it, you know? And then when we know our Lucio is about to come back with beat, then we just push in. We pop Blade, we pop beat, and then it's just a free win. And there's no way that OC was gonna stop any of us. Now here, we're just gonna scout again. Basic stuff, you know? And then here I low-key just tried to pin the ramp off the map, but my Maga did think I was going all the way in, and that's low-key my bad. I baited him once again and I caused him to die. But here I see I basically have no shield, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna run it down. And then I got the Moira that was calling, and I got Trank out. That's crazy. Now here we're gonna spectate the POV of the enemies in Yada to show that Double Pin basically wasted every single CD they had. Like look at the Mago, he doesn't even have E to sustain us, and we have Kitsune. Even though they did have a Tink advantage, it doesn't even matter. We just have so many more resources that they just can't win. Alright, now we're on the game that's actually on the thumbnail, but I wouldn't recommend doing this strat because it's just me trolling with my friend. Like this game, we were just having too much fun, so we just ran it down basically. If I remember correctly, it was like a high champ lobby, so I think that's why I got punished, but if not, it probably would have worked, but either ways, it's like a funny play anyways. I just wanted to show this fight because it shows that if you stall or get scared to push in, or you're just like goofing off or whatever, then double pin doesn't really work. Like you kind of can't let them poke you out. If they poke you out, then you just can't do anything about it. Like my shield management is really bad, and then I have no HP, and then when I really want to go in, I can't because they have every single CD and I do not have anything. In this case, since my Reaper died and we low-key didn't have any CDs, we should just let them take point, and then we could have played on the arc. And then we could have gone in and held like for like 10 minutes or whatever. In next fight, we low-key already start off with no lamp, no E. My Reaper is flanking already, and then we just take an unnecessary fight. Like we could have just waited and regrouped, and then we could have won. But like this is just really bad timing, I think. Again, this one is just really bad timing. Like we see our Bap dies, and we see that the Hog is on the right side, so we should clear the Hog out together, me and the Mago, or we could just wait since we have so much time. But instead, I just aim my brains out for no reason. After about 5 minutes into the game, we decide to do our first ever double pin. And then we insta-die because none of our team is ready to swing. As we saw our Bap is way too far behind and no one can actually play with us. Here we are pinning back into the fight. Normal. Okay, we blocked the hook. That's really good. We shatter absolutely nobody, but that's fine. If you want to be super meticulous about the shatter, we could have just waited, or we could have just shattered as soon as we got there. Either one would probably work. The only reason why this is such a bad play is because I already used pin, so my Mago can't even swing with me. And also, I don't have any shield, and my teammates are also not ready to swing this, so the timing is really bad. When your Reaper is low-key this far in and you're playing double pin, we should probably go like pretty soon, but luckily we do go in, but it's a little late and I hit the wall obviously. So that's not good. And then I just get stuck in a really bad spot, but somehow we live, so I guess that's kind of good. The most important thing is that the plague was there and the vision was there. We just messed it up a little. Now our Reaper does not calm, so I don't know what he was cooking with this play, but I guess we should have been the ones that like went in as well. Oh, I'm not sure. And then low-key, it's just downhill from there. Like there is just no saving this. If we had better coordination, it low-key would have been a good play. Here our Reaper is once again pushed up, but we immediately lose 2 people, so that's probably a good sign to not go in, but we go in anyways. And then guess what happens? We just fall apart and die. Now you guys are probably wondering, why is this guy showing us 3 minutes of double pin not working and us just inting our brains out? Well, it's because we trust double pin so much that we know it's gonna work, and we don't even need to win these fights. Like that fight we just threw because we have faith in double pin. You know what they say, diamond is made under pressure, and clearly we are diamonds because you've seen what we're doing this game right now. My Maga is amazing, stalls it out, and then we get the Ramatra, and then now we just get to push in for free. Then we finally do our like 3rd double pin of the match, and then of course it actually works because we're locked in. W Aura Cage 2. You would think that me and Python would get the tempo of our Reaper, but we actually went late again because our Reaper already died, and then we just ate our brains up because he already died. Plus, most people's natural reaction to when somebody dies is to immediately back up, so and then our team isn't ready to swing, and then we just committed already, so it's already just bad tempo and bad flow. There's only 20 seconds left, and I know my team has touch, so I save my pin and I find the Hog, and then I immediately die afterwards and do nothing. But I hope that my team can stall, and then they don't. Alright, now it's time for us to attack. So my Maga's gonna pin in, and low-key I should pin from the right side of the statue, and then I take hella poke for no reason, but that's okay. Then we're just gonna stabilize, and my Maga's gonna go high ground, and I should follow my Maga and do the same thing, but I kind of wanted to do a pinch, I guess. Now, I guess I was just too lazy to go high ground, but I should really go behind them and hit them with a flank pin on the arc. but it doesn't really matter, like my team glitches up anyways. Here we see the Torb isolated, so we just pin on him. Even though he is low HP, he has my shield, so it doesn't really matter. And then the Ramaja just kind of gets us a free kill. Like, I don't know why he would push this by himself. Anybody isolated against double pin is immediately gonna die. Alright, then low-key we just stabilize again, and they gave us the biggest green light ever by hooking us and then missing, so that's our sign to go in. Now everybody is a lot more in front of us, so it's a lot more easier to do double pin, because like in defense, they could take angles, they can play cover, and they could just stall all time. Also, the poke on defense is low-key way too much, I think. That's why King's Row is low-key not really a Rhine map. Now, it's important to have a lot of trust in your duo, especially when you're playing double pin. Like here, I see Python go on an extreme off angle by himself, and I trust him, you know? So I let him do his thing, and then I try to help him out as soon as he dies. And I do end up finding the Tor, which is nice, and I still end up living. On tank, it's always important to live as much as possible, especially on objective-based maps, because or else how am I supposed to kill this hog? As you can see in the clip, this pin allows me to actually get the hog, or else he would have gotten life gripped, and then maybe they can turn the fight, but I don't think so. Now, low-key, I don't necessarily think this is a bad play. I love doing this rollout. You just pin and cancel as soon as you see that line right there, and then you get up here. But I think I just got really unlucky with the ult placement, and so I couldn't really do anything. Once again, I was really tempted to go for the rollout, but I decided to follow my Maga and just shield them from the hog here. And then we have extremely good angle on the Ramatra, and hopefully he can die from it. But no, we forced life grip, and then we have window behind us, so this is all fine. And then we see our Reapers on the hog, so we're just flushing everybody out and then just being patient until we have our pins and our CVs again. And I end up getting a trade, and I forced 2 ults. That's actually really good for us. Here we were down 3 people and Python is in their spawn. It's looking really bad, but you already know Python is the go on Maga or on tank anyway, so I try to shield them, like really budget shield. It's really ass, but it does its job, you know. And then we all regroup. And then we're ready to take the next fight again. Right here, I see my Reapers in position and my Magus right next to me, and we all have pins and CDs, so I decided to go in, and it works perfectly. Like, my Reaper kills 3, my Maga is in there, a beautiful lamp, and we win because of good teamwork and good tempo. My Reaper is already dead before I could even start commenting, but we do not care. We just go in and we immediately feed like our Reaper as well. Alright, we're coming back from spawn, feeling nice and refreshed. Python dies immediately, but so do I, because I decided to feel bad for him, you know. I don't want him to be alone in spawn, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, me and Python both acknowledged that our Reaper died first and that we were not gonna touch this point, and I see Python pinning immediately, so I obviously gonna go help him, and then I die immediately. Like, when do these guys lock in, bro? If anybody is good at recognizing patterns, we see that our Reaper dies first immediately, and then all of a sudden I get mind control to pin into nothing, bro. I got the turret, and that's all I did that life. The curse is broken, and our soldier is actually the one that dies first, so that's actually really good. And guess what's gonna happen? If anybody knows, we are actually gonna win this fight. Spoiler alert. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually stabilize. Wait, because we're actually deciding to lock in. We know that it gets really bad if we do not stop it right now, so we actually need to try and play to win. Now I get a really nice off angle pin here. I'll make some crazy space. I'm clearing angles, and then we get a really good shotter. And that's how you play double pin. Because in the meantime, while I'm clearing right angle with a hog and I have a Reaper with me, my Maga has all the attention of the other teammates, and my supports can actually support my Maga and me at the same time. Now on attack, it's always very nice to take right side of statue. It gives you a lot more information, and you clear out the right side. And so here my Maga is trying to do that, clear the high ground with the Reaper, and I get some sort of like ultra instinct signal not to do the full commit. And then it's actually way better because then I have the attention of the hog and the ram, and so we actually get to make more space. And so since my Maga is clearing the high ground, I get to clear the low ground, and that's really good synergy, I think. Now whenever you have such a big time bank like this, we have 3 minutes on the clock, we already got first point. It's okay, just don't be scared to take up space and to actually make aggressive plays. If you have learned anything from this video, I hope is that it's okay to make mistakes and to try your best. Just limit test the lobby, every single lobby, and as long as you're learning from it, it doesn't matter. Because this double pin strat, we basically came up with it ourselves, and it's just us trolling over and over again. And here obviously I get a little too greedy, and I should have just gone to this side instead, because that cover is closer to me and that means I have less time without cover, you know. Now this fight starts off really rocky because I lose my Mizuki and I lose Python, so like you would guess that we would all just back up, but no, we are soft resetting and we are trying to make them commit to something that they shouldn't. Now here we're just playing corners, there's no possible way they can kill me, but we pop window and then they are committing to this fight. They use 3 ults for 1 window. That's massive, and we were down 2 players too. I believe this play is always good to do because we already baited 3 ults from them when they didn't even have to use anything at all, and also we have enough time and there was no risk for us to do this, you know. It was okay if we lost that fight, and then that makes setting up for our next fight extremely easy. So next fight here we just get to cover, and then my Maga's gonna int in with Cage, and that's really good. And we force out Trank, and we force out Sierra ult, and obviously that's just kind of unlucky. There's nothing we could really do about it, but they use 2 ults for our 2 ults. So next fight they have 0 ultimates, so we want to take a fight as soon as physically possible. Here we're trying to clear out the Torb, so I let my Maga do that while I deal with the front line, and I'm just looking to see who I could shatter. 1 good shatter just basically gives us a win. And I hit 1 person with it, and that's really good. Then the rest of this is just kind of clean up, like my Reaper gets like 2 pigs, and then everybody else is just trying to clear all the angles and kill everybody else. Then I tell people to 3 on point here because they can't touch if we 3 on point. And plus we have our Maga here who's just gonna scout ahead, just so they do not touch. And yeah, that's a pretty easy game. I think we ended up dropping like 22 deaths, like 100 deaths combined, like all 6 of our players, but we got the job done. As usual, feel free to critique the video. Let me know if I need to explain a little more, or let me know in the comments if you want me to explain a certain part. Also, thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying these videos that I'm posting. So I'll keep trying to put them like weekly or maybe every 2 weeks. We'll see how it goes, but thank you so much. Also, if you want to see more of me, I stream Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays as well. I stream at DankBrian 2, so go check it out if you would like to see more of me. Anyways, thank you. Have a nice day.